How do humans decide whether animals are friends or food? First of all, let's give this question some background. Humans are animals. More specifically, they are omnivores. This means that we can survive through eating meat or plant-based food, just like gorillas and chimpanzees. One thing that distinguishes humans from other animals is that we have morals, ethics, and culture. These all influence our decisions in day-to-day life. One of these decisions we make is deciding whether we see certain animals as friends or food. So how do we actually decide which animals we see as a friend and which we see as food? Culture plays a crucial role in this, as it affects the way we learn, the way we act, and overall, the way we live. It is a term which describes a group of people with shared beliefs, values, and ethics, amongst others. Recent studies have shown that culture plays a crucial role in the decisions which humans make. This is why culture is clearly a major factor for making decisions like what we eat and what we do not eat. To put this into context, we have prepared an example. In some countries, dogs are considered as man's best friend. They live side by side with humans as part of the family. However, in other countries, these same dogs are seen as unsanitary creatures and often steal from local shops or houses. If you live in a country where you keep dogs as pets, you're likely to form a bond and a compassion towards them, while if you live in a country that perceives dogs as pests, you'll be more inclined to see the dogs as food rather than friends. Let's move on to reason number 2, which is closely linked to the first. The environment which you grow up in has a major impact on your perception of what you consider to be right and wrong. This is the same for whether you see certain animals as a friend or your next roast dinner. For context, in Egypt, cats have been perceived as superior beings and have been worshipped by humans from as early as around 1000 BC. This is because they were believed to be symbols of religion, which protected the Egyptians from harm. This resulted in major punishments being in place for anyone who harms a cat. Meanwhile, in many Western, Mediterranean and Middle Eastern countries, for the last 6,500 years, after they became domesticated in the Near East, cats have been regarded as pets. While in many Asian countries, such as Vietnam and Taiwan, cats have been seen as food. Circumstances are yet another factor which can heavily influence your decisions. Now, the average person would consider things like cannibalism to be something unthinkable, gruesome, and wrong on all levels. In fact, on average, when people are faced with the question, if you're on a deserted island and had no choice but to eat the flesh of your dead companion, would you do it? You would likely find that most people would say, no way, I'd rather die. However, if they were in fact faced with such circumstances, many shed their ethics and morals and do whatever it takes to survive. In fact, there are very few things that humans won't do if the conditions are right. Based on this, it can be said that some humans simply have no choice but to eat whatever they can get their hands on, if they are under excruciating circumstances, making eating bats, dogs, and various other species their norm. Therefore, under those circumstances, there is no distinction between pets and food. Now, before we sum up, just a quick reminder that we are a new channel, so if you enjoyed this video, you can support us by giving us a like and subscribing. Now to sum up, 3 main factors contribute to whether or not animals are seen as a friend or food. Number 1, what you have grown up with. If you grow up with an animal around the house, then you'll be less likely to eat that animal later on in life. Number 2, the history of your country. An animal which you might see as a pet is worshipped in one country and cooked in another. Number 3, your immediate circumstances. If you need to eat to survive, then you'll take what you can get. It doesn't matter that what you're about to eat is the same animal which you grew up with. We spent ages making this video, so you better like and subscribe.